Why am I a firefighter? I wanted a job that was challenging, outdoors, where I could use my body, and something that was going to kind of challenge me for my whole life. And I started out doing physical therapy, realized that wasn't for me, and so I went up to Alaska, worked on a fishing boat, catching salmon, and then I went into Fire Academy and became a volunteer, learned about fire, realized it was the best career choice for me, and I loved it. And it's great. It pushes me. I learn new things. I can see myself doing it for the rest of my life. So I had this realization that I was paying rent basically to keep my belongings in a box. So instead of doing that, I decided to buy a van and move into it. I saved a bunch of money on rent, and it made adventuring a lot easier. It was super scary at first. I didn't know what I was getting into. I bought an empty van and I didn't know how to build, and it slowly came together, and one of the best decisions I ever made. Wouldn't have it any other way. I built my own because I had a very specific design that I wanted, and you can't find them anywhere else. If you look online, and the ones that come pre-manufactured, they're extremely expensive, and they're basically built for weekend camping. I have a lot of rock climbing equipment, mountain bike, surfboard, scuba gear, skydiving gear, camping stuff, and that just doesn't all fit in a pre-built camper. So I designed my own with a really high bed so I could fit everything underneath the bed, and it's worked out great. I generally have two types of days. I have one where I'm in town, and I will usually go to the gym or go surf, go rock climb somewhere close in town, spend the day outside. The other type of day will be off on a road trip somewhere in California, Joshua Tree or Yosemite or Big Sur, doing some sort of extreme activity, mountaineering or some crazy multi-day rock cliff in Yosemite. Either way, whatever it is, it's something challenging, something outdoors. I plan a lot of my trips through word of mouth. I have a lot of friends that are in, and have the same hobbies as me. So just talking with people, finding out cool spots to go, cool things to do. Social media is another outlet, I guess, for coming up with ideas, seeing where people are going and what they're getting up to. My main hobby is rock climbing, and it's not your typical rock climbing. I like to do what's called aid climbing, which is extremely technical. It requires a lot of gear and a lot of knowledge. And I like to do big walls that either take all day or a couple days. It's where you sleep on the wall halfway up. I enjoy surfing, mountain biking, mountaineering, camping. Skydiving is another thing I do. Skydiving is like nothing else. You can't compare it to anything. Jumping out of a plane and just free falling is an insane experience. Your mind has no idea what's going on, and you're free falling through the air, yet you're able to control your body, and it's something I recommend that everyone should try at least once in their life, just because it's so different. The freedom it gives you, the adrenaline rush it gives you, it's hard to describe unless you go and do it. I like spearfishing, scuba diving, and surfing. So when the visibility's bad, generally the waves are good. So yeah, surfing's a good way to pass the time, hanging at the beach, catching some waves. So I don't eat much meat. One of my rules is that if I catch it, I eat it. I like free diving and scuba diving. I take my spear gun and bring back dinner. I dive for abalone, scallops, lobster, and whatever fish I can get. It's awesome to explore, you know, the ocean under the water. Not a lot of people get to see what's under there from underneath, so it's fun to check out that part of the world. Adventure never ends. It's always going. Once you've done one thing, I'm always thinking about what's the next thing I'm going to do. What's the thing after that? So there's so much in life to experience that it's always going to be going. There's plenty of countries I haven't been to. There's plenty of mountains I haven't climbed. So there's plenty out there to explore and experience. I do what I do because I love it. I love the challenge. You know, just like other people have their certain hobbies. I enjoy what I do. If I was only to do one activity, it wouldn't be enough for me. I like the constant challenge of multiple activities, and keeps me on my toes. If all I did was climb, I'd get bored of climbing. So I switch it up with the ocean stuff and the mountain stuff. All right, I think we're kind of set.